Hello everyone, welcome to Stamping Flair. My name is Rochelle Smith and thanks for joining me today for my weekly Facebook Live. I'm coming to you after a couple of weeks. Missed last week with the rush of Christmas, but I hope you have had a good Christmas and a nice celebration, and maybe hope you enjoyed a couple of days off. Maybe you were in an industry you couldn't take some time off. Are able to watch, thanks for joining me live, and if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching. I appreciate it and I appreciate your time. Let me know where you're watching from, and if you're catching it on YouTube as well, thank you for taking the time to watch it. So today I've got something, some new products to share with you. So I'm giving you a bit of a sneak peek of some products coming through on the 4th of January. So a bit of fun there. So I'm going to show you our catalog first, if I can, for a minute. If I have it in front of me. No, I probably don't. I have a whole host of it. Let me check. I should have planned this. I've got the celebration catalog in front of me, but my other one might be. But I'll show you the. Well, that was a good start. That's me being out of sync. But I will show you the stamp set. This is the stamp set. This is the Everyday Details stamp set, and there are some coordinating dies. I really loved this. The images in this. The dies are actually circles and rectangles. Work well with this, so I'll show you them in a second. But I just love these images, and I'm going to be using one of these today. So give me a second. If you're just joining me, you're with Rochelle, and I'm from Stamping Flair, and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. So here's a better look at that stamp set. I just love, I don't know, this image. I think all these images would just make nice Mother's Day cards. I just felt like it would be really nice, but nice for coloring, but it also works. I've done cards with stamping right markers. They are cling, so rubber backing, so you can use your stamping right markers directly onto it. Hi Fiona, great to see you. Yeah, it's just grabbed my attention, and it's probably not maybe one of the first ones you look at, but it's one of the first sets I bought. I didn't buy probably the ones everyone went for. So these are the coordinating dies, and so I did die cut one. So you could, I haven't played around with the dies too much, but it cuts this, but you could, the outside doesn't cut, so it die cuts the inner. So you will see, you could cut into a card. So that cuts out, and then you'll get the outer circles on the leftover piece of cardstock. So basically you're getting 2 4, and you can cut around it, or you can inlay that in a card so it gets some details. A border, you've got nice detailed circles there. So when you get your catalog, make sure you take a look at some of those sets that maybe are not in suites. They're kind of maybe could get missed. And if you would like a catalog, and if you're in Australia, I can send you one. And if you don't have someone who already gives you one, please let me know. Comment below, and don't put your address down, but comment below and I will get one to you. So despite the fact that there are rectangles in the set, I'm using the old scallop contours dies for my stamping today, and we're going to ink up in Tuxedo Black, and I'm going to be doing some coloring with Stampin Blends. So you could watercolor this even, would be nice. I'm going to just do that in the center. And it's nice even as a line art image. You could just leave it as is if you wanted to. I think it's got that pretty look to it. Now this is another image in the stamp set. I'm going to be just using the little leaves on that side. So we'll use fresh freesia, and I'm going to, if you're just using sections of a stamp, it's just easier. Just see how there's a lip, just push that away from you so you just have that. And I'm just going to ink up the leaves and create a bit of a border. It doesn't matter if you get a bit of the flower on there, it just is a sweet border on it. And just add some depth around that. And without matting, you already get another little, some extra color around that image. And as I say, you could leave it black and with just a line art look. And that's just nice, even as is. Oops, wrong way. So hope you all had a good Christmas. We had a fairly quiet one because we had a bit of a sick household. So I did all the cooking. I was good, but the rest, Cassidy and Adrian were not well. Cassidy actually came home on the 24th. She worked, and as she finished work, she had a sore throat, and it was like her body knew it was the end of working, and she had to work on Boxing Day and she couldn't. So I had made all this food and no one could eat it because they had a little bit, but everyone was not very well. So it was quietish. So we'll probably have to have a delayed Christmas. I know, it was a bit like that. So I'm going to be using, sorry, chatting away. Got some fresh freesia. I've got berry burst, just a touch. Some boho blue, balmy blue. So parakeet party, the light old olive, and I've just got some lemon lolly and the color lifter. So we'll just go with these for the moment, just to color the flowers in. I remember a few years back I was crook and I was entertaining and I had about 15 people here. I was so sick, and it's not a good feeling being sick on Christmas, and you just want to eat and you can't, or you just can't do. But it was just us, so it was okay. I wasn't entertaining, so it was all right this time. So we could just take our time and eat when we wanted. We probably had dinner at 10 o'clock and lunch at 4 o'clock, and it was all wonky. And I'm putting the dark just inside there. Now, just alright, so then I'm going to bring in my light berry burst. I'm making the larger flower a bit different. So adding a bit more color, so we'll put that in the center. So add some shading, and now I will bring in my dark fresh freesia, and as you pull that color, sort of drag it out, it'll blend. So sort of follow the petal shape and those lines that are already in that. So did anyone get any Stampin' Up gifts or craft related gifts for Chrissy. Or have you got vouchers you can use towards craft related stuff? And then I'm just going in with my light and just working it in. This is a cute image, so if you are not fancy, you can color this with watercolors. Probably be a bit quicker if you stamp it on fluid 100. And if you don't fancy coloring, then the image itself is pretty. You could do a partial image. Done something with the teacup, but that's in the tutorial bundle next month, so wait for that. Now we'll do our leaves. I just selected Parakeet Party, and for my like a bit of adding depth, I did light old olive. So going in dark at the base. And probably just where the vein is there. And I'll do a few and then I'll go back and blend it and then go back onto the rest. Now I'm bringing light Parakeet Party and I'll just go in circles, just blending that color in. While it's kind of damp or wet, you can blend it nicely. And we'll go in with the dark and just at the tip. Okay, so I'm going with the dark Parakeet Party. I'm just going to go on the other leaves. I've got the catalogs which I'm going to be mailing out this week, so if you don't get it in, hopefully by next week you should get it. If you don't, let me know. I didn't want it to get like caught up in all the Christmas rush, and you know, it's nuts. I get so much in Christmas time, easy to get lost things. When you're clearing up things and arranging, things tend to go missing. So I thought I'll wait a bit for the rush to settle, and on the 4th I will have the PDF up anyway, so if you don't have it by that time, it'll be up. So this is light Parakeet Party. Now I'm just gonna go in, on they're stamped black, but I'm just gonna go in, just add a little bit of shading on those leaves, which will just on the stems there inside the vase. Oh, and we missed one leaf there. I thought I may have missed it on my original, and that's why I stopped. I was checking. No, I got it. And dark Parakeet Party. So yeah, like you're kind of using your 3 colors to blend it in. Now for the little flowers, I'm doing a mix of just the light lemon lolly and light fresh freesia. How realistic you can have a mix of colors, I guess, but I just thought it was nice to do a bit of a mix. You can do them all or you can do it all in one color. You could even leave it white like the Jeep, you know. Try to see, is that a flower? Yeah, I think it is. It's got a little dot in the center so it looks like a flower. Sometimes you need a magnifying glass to see some of these images, I reckon. Might make this one a little bit darker on the bottom because it's facing downwards and it's probably not getting as much light as the ones on the top. Alright, now for our vase, I went with boho blue and balmy blue. Just sort of something a little bit different. So I'm starting with light balmy blue. I'm using the brush tip because that's going to kind of be my lightest section in the center, because the vase is going to be coming out, I would say. And I will blend it in more. Alright, so then we go with this is light boho blue. And again, I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using my bullet on the smaller side. So it blends really well. Like that's what they are, the two colors, I mean. And then we'll bring in the dark. So your right here is going to be your darkest point. And I'm going to add a bit of depth there too, right at the base there. I'll go in with a bit of the light boho blue there, and we'll bring that in up. And then I'm bringing back in the dark balmy blue. So I'll just drag that in. And I'll fix that little spot I've got there. It's not too visible, but we can fix it. So just go over your the boho blue so that it blends in. Then it works nicely. So I'm going in now with the light. Sometimes I find for your larger areas, your brush tip is gives you a smoother finish. So that's sort of given me, I'm just going to leave it and then go back over it if necessary. Let's see how it dries. Now I've got my blending brush and I'm adding some fresh freesia around this. So it's just very lightly. So you will be able to purchase some things now, but you obviously can't get this everyday details bundle right now because it won't be available. You could, if you purchase the starter kit, you will be able to add it in your starter kit now. So you can add any of the products from our new catalog in a starter kit right now. So for $169, you can choose $235 of product, and they can be anything from a clearance rack, your new catalog, last chance products, anything. just going very lightly and blending it nicely in. Gonna go back in here just to give a bit of a better blend there with my this is light boohoo blue, which I was hoping it was, and then I will go back with my it's sort of, you're creating that ombre look, light dark balmy blue and light balmy blue. So just simple strokes there. I'll bring in my color lifter just to get rid of that excess on this, oops, on the side. Oh, it's using the other one. So I just dab it and leave it and let it do its thing. And to be honest, it's not really that visible, so I'm okay. And I'm just going in with the color lifter here, and it does blend a bit as well. All right, so I'm going to be using some designer series paper in the back, and it's the Flight and Yari designer series paper, and I'm not going to be using the really what I would say the beautiful side. I'm using the other side. But this is a free earn during celebration. So celebration starts on the 4th of January and goes until the 29th of Feb. So it's 2 months. Every $90 you spend, you can earn a free product. So this is one of the free products you can choose. So there's a separate catalog which has free product. This is 12 by 12 paper, which is the Flight and Airy designer series paper. So I'll just show you. So this is what I call the really beautiful side, which is really cute. I'm using the more generic side. So you could fussy cut them. There's lots of nice images to fussy cut and do. And then you've got, this is pretty, and the more generic side. So and see, so many images you can cut of the birds. They're gonna be so nice. You can do some lovely things with it. I've already used this paper, and we're gonna be using the blue one today. Now this one has two pretty sides, so it's gonna be that's really nice too. And this one's lovely as well. So they're all nice. I don't know what I was talking about, but anyway. That's Lost Lagoon, and that I like that tone on tone look. It looks really nice. So I'm using this one, but I'm going to be using just a washed look, and I have embossed a piece of 10 centimeters by 14.3 with the Time Worn type embossing folder. I'll give you the measurements of this. I will have a tutorial for my newsletter subscribers. So 7 by 13.8 for this, and this is just a 3 centimeter width, and it's a banner which will cut down to size. So I'll glue this down. I love that the soft sea foam there, looks really pretty. It's hard to decide, isn't it, sometimes what to use. I want to use the birds, but it didn't quite go with this, what I was doing. So I'm going to cut a banner into this. When I'm using the hearts, there's no right, there's some upside down and whatever. Doesn't really matter. So this is the Subtles designer series paper, which you get 6 by 6. So you get them in all our color families. They're really good to have if if you don't want a busy pattern, and or you just want this just the color, just a straight color. It's good to have. I'm just going to trim that top off. I like having the colored, those individual color families there. Good. I'm just taking that crease off because I cut it on the other side, and the trimmer blade just leaves a mark. And just glue that down there. This is fresh freesia. This is the one that was working. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I'm just trying to take that color off, that's all. I was a bit hasty with my coloring. And I can do that after even, but I'm just, all right. Okay. All right. Just trying to give it a better blend there. And brush. You can use this, like, I know it's like different mediums, but I use this sometimes with my watercolor pencils as well. So this one I am going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. 4 and maybe one more. So these Stampin' Dimensionals just give you height on your project, and they come in 2 sizes. So these are I generally use this one. You have minis as well. You can cut them down. So I have got a fresh freesia card base, and also I'm thinking I have die cut this in no, that's not fresh freesia, that's bubble bath. So let's cut a fresh freesia card base, but for now it's very close. I'm using the stamp set. This stamp is from the Country Bouquet stamp set. So, these are ones we've had a while, so make use of those sets, don't forget about them. And the die is using the Everyday Details ones, which I showed you before. It's this one. It's just a little one I used. Now I have to get a fresh freesia card base. So, and it's good to have that. I'm thinking it doesn't match. Wouldn't have mattered too much. It's very close. I normally do it on my scoreboard, the scoring. Now you could use on that back if you don't want to waste your designer. Don't just use your designer series paper. But if you feel like, oh, I don't want to use it, you can use ball blue cardstock. But I just like that nice texture at the back that it had. So I'm gonna do that, and just gluing that straight on, just on the right, and it just adds that, all that in there. Now I've got my Bee Builder punch, which is one of our new products, and you would have seen perhaps lots of projects with this, because this is one of the ones we got to play with when we first when we had our on stage at home demonstrator event a couple of months back. So I'm using the Craft Notes cardstock. So and these are actually double up as wings, so but they're heart shaped, so you can use it as the heart, and it kind of went with the With Love. I'm going to get some linen thread. I don't know how much. It's probably about, yeah. I normally take about 60 centimeters, but that's probably a little bit too much. I don't need that much, but it just allows you enough space to tie a bow. And so I'll cut it in half. That's a bit small. I like it a bit bigger. The tails. Center that a bit better. I'm such a fan of linen thread. I'm mad for it. Now, if I'd cut that little bit extra, I wouldn't have been fussing around like this, would I? Told you. This is what happens when you don't cut enough. Pull that a bit more. That's better. All right, glue dot. And we'll stick him there. And I'm just going to stick the heart in the center of my my ball. All right. And for the flowers, I am using the just iridescent pearl basic jewels. So you've got two sizes, so you can use the larger one on your larger flower and the smaller ones. And I know it's 4, but there's only 4 flowers, so I've left it at that. It's not an odd number, I know, right? I just wanted it on the flowers. You have to break the rules sometimes. And then I would just put the designer series paper on the inside. I'll glue this on here, and I'm going to show you the card I made. I used a different card base, but oh, thanks, Fiona. Just to try something, and you can tell me what card base you prefer. It's exactly the same card, but you know me, just trying different things. So this one's the Fresh Freesia one we just did, and this one I did on, so it's all the same, it's just boho blue. So what do you like better? Does one sort of pop more? And do you like the bundle? Is that something that maybe you would like, or perhaps do you just like the dies? Because I would say at least the dies, if you are not into the stamp set, the dies are going to be really good for your framing and sentiments and things. It's a nice versatile, it's going to be one of those like the stylish shapes, you can use it all the time. Fresh Freesia, you like the Fresh Freesia one, Fiona? And it's just subtle colors. I'm going to show you another card I did with it, but this is one I've done for the tutorial bundle, which will be out next month. It's you'll get it free with a $90 order placed in January, or you can purchase the bundle, but that will be available next month. And here, this one I used the markers, Stampin' Right markers on the actual stamp set. And again, I used that designer series paper, the same designer series paper I used for this, and that's another one of those dies. Oh, thanks, Fiona. Yeah, I just think it's a real nice feminine sort of soft stamp set, and if you're into that sort of thing, you will like it. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, the next time I'll see you, it will be 2024. Okay. Well, my next live will be in 2024. So that'll be, it's kind of amazing that we're in a new year. So let's hope it's a great one. And I hope you have a good New Year's. And I look forward to more crafting with you next year. Thank you so much for your support this year. I really appreciate it. I have enjoyed crafting. It keeps me happy, and I enjoy sharing time with you. And I know it takes your time as well, and I appreciate you sharing your time with me. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.